102.3 FM, licensed to New Bern, North Carolina.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Are joint pain and stiffness holding you back? At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're here to help you move forward. Our board-certified rheumatologist and trained nurse practitioners specialize in diagnosing and treating inflammatory arthritis, lupus, osteoporosis, and other autoimmune conditions. With on-site lab testing, digital x-rays, bone density scans, and infusion therapy, we provide comprehensive care all under one roof. Since 2001, we've been committed to personalized, compassionate care for patients across Eastern North Carolina. Take the first step towards better health today. Call Carolina Arthritis Center at 252-321-8474, 252-321-8474, or visit carolina-arthritis.com. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another incredible, another amazing episode of your favorite weekend show. This is Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network, 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU. And shout out to those of us listening from New Bern on WNOS 102.3 FM and 1450 AM. And shout out to everyone listening from all around the world. Yes, welcome to another incredible episode of Pitt Perspectives. Yes, this is me, your man, your favorite voice on the radio, your friend, your brother, the man they might call Victor Ihuka. And as always, I have my guys, my goons, my oremis, and my amigos, AY and Patrick. What's up, fellas? How you guys been?
Good morning, Greenville. Good morning to everyone listening to us this morning. We are so excited to be here, and it's your wonderful favorite Saturday morning show, Pitt Perspectives, and we're here. We are happy to be here, and we want you to call everyone, your friends, your families, your neighbors,
Your enemies.
everyone around. Tell them that we are live, and we have a wonderful show packed for you this morning, and you're going to have fun, learn a lot, and as usual, vibe with us. Patrick.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. This is Pat. I'm the one. The two. The
Pat
three.
the cat.
This is Patrick once again. I'm the one. The two. The three. The awesome radio. It's an amazing Saturday morning. The weather feels just right. The temperature is amazing.
It's been.
We can wear shirts
Yeah.
outside again. We can wear shorts outside again.
We're
Yesterday was amazing. Today's amazing. This whole week,
Oh, yeah?
temperatures are supposed to be amazing.
Yeah. It's been.
So yeah, we're glad to. It's a Saturday morning. You know what's coming up. It's Pitt to the Perspectives. It's going to be a banger. Let's take it away.
Jay-Z. The resident Jay-Z in the building. Yes. So yesterday was Ghanaian independence.
Yes,
so shout out for Ghana. What's up for Ghana?
I genuinely think that on Ghana Independence Day, they should drop the price of eggs. Like for
Bro.
they should drop the price of eggs.
Bro.
Is it in Ghana or in where?
Everywhere
Bro.
worldwide. Where Ghanaians
That
are
is
present.
interesting.
You talk that much,
Yes, shout out to Ghana. Congratulations, Ghana. Ghana
Why are
having
we
their
why are we
independence.
congratulating
Yeah,
them?
man. It's an
a big
anniversary.
deal
It's
now.
like a birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why are you such a hater, bro?
Congratulations for turning.
Whatever they turned. Yes. And
Yeah,
this
I
month
think
is.
68. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they got their independence around the same time
1958.
Nigeria did.
So,
Oh yeah.
from
Yeah,
the-
just like we talked about, I think the other time, last week, right? Like around that civil rights
Yes,
period, you
people
know,
were, yeah, different
there
countries
was the
were
hope
different.
and African wave of independence from
yeah.
colonial powers too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so shout out to Ghana, and this month is Women's History Month too.
Absolutely.
Yes, a time when we recognize and celebrate the countless contributions women have made to our communities, our families, our workplaces, and our societies and our lives. Yes, across Eastern North Carolina and around the world, women continue to shape leadership, innovation, culture, education, and community life. So throughout this month, we want to acknowledge the history. Want to acknowledge that history and also highlight the women making an impact today. So maybe we might fix an episode somewhere for Women's History Month, right?
Tomorrow is actually International Women's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's timely too. you know. And then there's always the Mother's Day too. That's almost all year. You know.
I don't know about that.
Yes, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll probably find something and
Yeah,
you know
this is
something around
maybe-
giving a
maybe
shout
next
out to
week.
all the women in your life and all that.
Yes, but this is also my month, guys. Let's not forget that.
Which
of your
month?
It's my birthday month.
Oh
really?
yeah, that's true.
When's your
It's true.
birthday?
Patrick has birthday. That's good.
You're turning 18.
Yeah,
or-
celebrating.
18. I'm turning 23, bro.
Why are you saying like
Oh
it's
my
such
God.
a
I thought
big
it
deal? Like
No,
AY
It's
is
a
more
big
than
deal,
10
though.
years older than you.
How? Where did this down?
bro.
It's a big deal to
Oh
talk
yeah, we're still live on Awesome Radio Network, and this is Stupid Perspectives on Awesome Radio. We'll bring you our top community news right when we come back from the break. Don't touch that dial. See you. Boom.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof. From consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, x-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Hello, this is Akila speaking here from the Awesome Radio Network. We are your vehicle to help drive the gospel of Jesus throughout all the world and to every creature. If God has placed radio ministry on your heart, we'd love to connect with you. Our number is 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are Awesome Radio. We're growing. Thank you for growing with us.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you just tuned into your favorite radio show. This is Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. Yes, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Eastern North Carolina to the rest of the world. Yes, at this time, we're going to bring you our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center. Shout out to Carolina Arthritis Center for presenting our top community news recap. Yes, the chat is already buzzing. Yes, we'll get to the chats right after the news. What do we have, guys?
Okay, our first news this morning says Greenville ENC Alliance has rebranded.
Yes, the Economic Development Group serving Greenville and Pitt County has officially changed its name from Greenville Eastern North Carolina Alliance to Invest Greenville. Leaders say the new name better reflects the organization's mission to attract businesses, promote the community, and support job growth in the region. The rebrand comes after nearly a year of planning and input from community stakeholders. Since launching in 2019, the organization has helped bring 25 economic development projects to Pitt County, creating more than 6,000 jobs and $1.6 billion in new investment, backed by local governments and more than 120 private investors. Invest Greenville says the new brand will help clearly tell the story that Greenville Pitt County is a place where businesses grow and talent thrives. Yes, great stuff, great stuff. Moving on.
Yeah, we also have hold on. We also have Greenville Utilities Commission is proposing a small monthly rate increase for electric, water, sewer, and grass services.
Yes, Greenville Utilities Commission staff are recommending a 3.1% rate increase that would raise the average monthly bill by about $10.19 for customers who use electric, water, sewer, and gas services. Officials say the increase is needed to maintain infrastructure, cover rising energy costs, and support system reliability as demand grows. At the same time, some customers may see a small decrease in their electric bill starting April 1 because certain temporary charges are ending. GUC's proposed $330 million budget also includes funding for infrastructure upgrades, employee pay increases, and energy investments. The plan will be reviewed and voted on this spring by the GUC board and Greenville City Council. Moving on.
Yes, moving on, we have more families in Pitt County are using North Carolina's Opportunity Scholarship Program to attend private schools.
Yes, more families in Pitt County are using opportunity scholarships. North Carolina's school voucher program that helps students attend private schools. This school year, 2,367 students in Pitt County received vouchers, a 30% increase from last year. Across the state, the number of students receiving vouchers has grown dramatically, surpassing 100,000 participants. Supporters say the program gives families more school choice, while critics argue it shifts funding away from public schools. Local private schools say the scholarships have increased enrollments and allowed more families to consider private education. The state has also expanded eligibility, meaning more families now qualify for the program.
Yeah, we also have
Yeah, go ahead.
ECU Health plans to sell its home health and hospice services to Liberty Home Care and Hospice.
Yes, in our last news of the day, ECU Health has reached an agreement to sell its home health and hospice services to Liberty Home Care and Hospice, a healthcare provider based in Wilmington. Leaders say the move is meant to ensure long-term sustainability and continued access to critical end-of-life and home-based care for patients across eastern North Carolina. The deal still requires approval from the state attorney general. The transition will include several ECU health locations, including offices in Greenville, Windsor, Washington, Ahoskie, and Canaanville, as well as the Service League of Greenville Hospice House. Officials say patients and families should not see disruptions in care, as Liberty Health already operates services across many counties in North Carolina and Virginia. Yes, that's all we have for you today on our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins. Yes, now for our community voices section. Yes, this is the Heart of Pit Perspectives, and today we are tackling a question that affects our homes, our workplaces, our schools, and even our leadership. Respect versus fear. Respect versus fear. What actually creates opportunity? What actually creates authority? I meant to say. Yes, when people follow someone, is it because they truly respect them or because they are afraid of the consequences if they don't? So, we're having a real conversation today about power, about leadership, and about the emotional climate we create around us. By the way, before we get to the question, we are having folks in the chat. Thank you for joining us. As always, W Abba in the chat. Yes, it's Amotayo here. Shout out to you, Amotayo. Hello, wonderful gentlemen. How are you doing today? Rosaline and Ngozi Ihuka, we see you. Shout out to you, Mumsy. Yes, so on this episode, we are talking about everything from parents raising children to managers leading teams, from teachers guiding students to public leaders shaping community. What truly earns influence? Is it firmness? Is it discipline? Or is it something deeper? Yes. So, our questions today are: do people follow those they respect or those they fear? And have you ever worked harder for someone you respected or someone you feared? And then, is forgiveness necessary for growth, or does accountability matter? Yes, our phone lines are still 252-756-2008. 252-756-2008. We hope you call us. We hope you share your perspectives with us. And you can also join us across any social media and drop your questions and your comments in the chat across Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I mean, we are out on Twitch too. So, yes, everywhere you get your podcast, we are out there. So, yes, guys, today is when we were thinking about this topic, I guess I kept thinking this is like an opportunity to hear trauma stories. Yes, respect versus fear. And I say that because I think growing up as kids in Africa, I'd imagine respect and fear are two sides of a coin. We walked, our daily life. So I guess today I'd like to maybe start from someone who hasn't been around long enough to have an idea of what maybe respect or fear could mean. The resident Gen Z in the building who has a new hairdo. You know.
Okay, alright. You didn't have to announce that. You didn't have to announce that.
Nah,
They
you.
can see that.
I
So,
mean,
anyways, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I think that's a
yes.
great question. Respect versus fear.
Yeah. Do people follow those they respect or those they fear?
Taking it through early childhood at home and also at school. I think for one, my parents are very strict people, and
Isn't that
so
all of us?
it was fear that they used to raise me. They used fear to intimidate us into respecting them
Bro.
and respecting the rules of the house. Because if they didn't use the fear, then we would do whatever we wanted in the house. So to conquer that, they used fear. They always threatened us with, if you don't clean those dishes,
Yeah.
you'll
Someone
see.
techno says looking fresh, Patrick.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate
You see,
it.
I gave you the
Appreciate it.
compliment, and now you're basking. You
No,
see,
no. You said
you have a new hairdo.
exactly. That is not a compliment.
How is that not a compliment?
You have a new haircut.
I mean, AY does have a new
Is-
haircut.
Is that a compliment?
Why do you get? Well, let's
Is that
not
a
digress.
compliment?
But
Exactly. There you go.
let's.
So, anyways, yeah, appreciate it. Techno. Oh, what?
Yeah, you can
Alaji
stop at that.
Tekino.
All right, go ahead.
Technox. Yes,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah. So my parents
Society,
used
yeah, okay.
they used fear to raise the kids, myself included. And then at school, in South Africa, corporal punishment is
Oh
not allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, we are actually going on a break shortly.
Yes.
We'll be right back. We're still on Awesome Radio 107.
Don't touch the dial.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's March Madness, but this time it's not about basketball. It's about your business. This month at LJPK Business Center, we're calling it March Madness because opportunities like this don't last forever. If you've been working from your kitchen table, meeting clients in coffee shops, or praying for a space to finally call your own, this is your moment. Professional office space, conference room access, private parking in downtown Greenville. Located at 210 South Washington Street, it's conveniently located near the Pitt County Courthouse. No pressure, no chaos. Just a clean, professional environment designed to help you win. Whether you're launching something new, rebuilding, or ready to level up, LJPK Business Center is where serious entrepreneurs make serious moves. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Make your move. For details, call 252-420-1355. Because in business, the real win is having a place to grow.
Awesome radio. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you feel it. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're tuned into Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. Yes, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Eastern North Carolina to the rest of the world. Yes, and today we're talking about respect versus fear. Yes, and I think it's something we all have in common, I found out. Yes, and it's buzzing in the chat. Omotayo says respect and fear. I don't know for the folks in the United States, but over here, these things are two sides of a coin. Interesting. Yes, elaborate. Somotayo, tell us more. Tell us more. Yes. Right before we went on that break, we were listening to the newly headed, yes, to the newly minted, fresh Gen Z in the building. Yes, go ahead. You're talking about your
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, and I was
Corporal punishment. Yes.
yes, I was saying that in South Africa, corporal punishment.
Explain that. I don't think folks who don't have that context, that African context, can actually know like the idea of corporal punishments.
Oh, so corporal punishment is basically physically beating kids, right?
There's that too. Okay.
Yeah, like inflicting like physical harm to.
Guy, the way you're describing
Nah,
it,
it's
not
difficult.
working.
It's
Oh, you
not
got it. It's just-
okay. Okay, help him. Help him.
Is
say
it flogging?
better.
You want me to say flogging?
No, it's saying inflicting physical harm is.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
extreme.
an exaggeration or
Oh, it's
something.
extreme.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
that's not.
I don't know. I mean, please go
Is
ahead.
it not
Just
extreme
go
what the
and-
parents are
go
doing?
on.
But there's that. But it's the idea that kids get punished if you behave badly.
Yes.
Right, whether it's in class or
Yeah.
at home or in school
Yeah.
or anywhere, and it could range
Sin-
from
sin and
anything
harm.
Yeah.
from spanking you to I don't know, get on your knees, like having you kneel down, raise your hands, close your eyes. I mean, it goes. I don't know if you all did that.
Yeah.
Did a lot of
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
bro.
but for kids, yeah, I think especially much
I don't know
more
if my dad
contemporarily. Like they tell you to go to a corner and stand there, stand in a
Yes.
corner.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
in a naughty
punishment.
corner. Yeah, there's a naughty corner.
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
like
there's a
you
naughty.
pick pin or something, right? I mean, there's all sorts of punishments, Damn, that's
Or go to your room. That's the biggest.
bro. That's the
punishment.
softest one I can
They
think
go to
of.
your
Go
room,
to your
yeah.
room is
But for these kids, it was not soft, you know. It was like taking them away from the living room. or-
inflicted.
you know, like everything is different for different people. you
Right,
know?
right. But go ahead.
And I guess for them that's extreme. But yeah, for us it was. So in South Africa, corporal punishment was not allowed. It's
Oh, really?
yes, it's forbidden by law, and so teachers cannot be beating kids. But our black teachers, our black teachers at school didn't
Wait, did
care
you all
about
have
that.
white teachers? Though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
But the
that.
black teachers, they didn't care about us. They would beat the hell out of us, and they say that our parents. In fact, our parents gave them permission anyways. They give them permission. Like every parents meeting, you hear random parents be like, "Yes, if my child misbehaves, please, I'm giving you full permission to beat them because that's
I
what."
think that's interesting you say that. Just wanted to point out, especially again for folks listening who don't get the African context, whereby it's understood that an adult can discipline a child, even if that child is not yours.
Yes, a child is raised by the community.
Like it takes a village to raise a child,
Yeah.
quite literally. So if you're caught misbehaving, someone that's probably doesn't have any connection to you can literally, spank you. But I don't know that it's the same here. You get sued. And then I also but go ahead. Let's
Yeah. So, anyways,
I'll
corporal punishment that was not allowed, but our parents would give our teachers permission to do it anyways.
Right.
And so, yeah, some of these teachers were taking it too deep. Like they're now running away with it.
I'm sure some
Any
has
small thing, they'll be
reputation.
like, "Your mother told me that I can beat."
Oh yeah.
Better start bringing your homework to class before I start disciplining you.
So, in general, do you think, or in your experience, do people follow those they respect or those they fear? Or is it a whole different arrangement that has.
I think it's both ways.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because, for one, I respect my parents,
Right.
but that respect came from them beating the respect into me, right? And that's the truth. Whether I like it or not, that's the truth. And like the way I was raised is that you respect your elders,
Right.
right?
Right.
And if you don't do right, you're going to get a punishment. Or you're going
Right.
to get beaten. So I guess from a young person, like,
Yep.
and then as I grew older, say getting into uni, for example, or even at school.
Grew older.
Yeah, I grew
Yeah.
older.
Okay. Well,
22, bro.
bro, go ahead,
And
George.
I come to realize that even like here, when I respect my professors, which I do for most of them, um,
Not all of them. But go ahead.
most of them, when like I want to do good because I respect them. I want them to they see me in this light, and I want them to stay seeing me in that light.
Right.
Does that make sense? For example, Dr. Ziga,
Right.
he's a person I respect, and so
Right.
I want to behave good.
All right, so
Okay,
let's
okay.
let's get to the
Okay,
chat.
brother,
Yes.
okay.
Omotayo says here, and I assume he means in Nigeria, in Aba, anyone. Here there is no respect without fear. You respect your parents not because you ought to, but because they have instilled fear in you. And then he goes on to say there is every likelihood that anyone that is respected is feared. Respect should be earned, not bought. And then Techno says 22. Yes, 22 Techno. He's not an onk yet, but
Yes,
yeah,
I'm an,
he's,
bro. Yes,
bro, you're just 22, but
bro. They start calling you Ankh at 21, so 22 is Ankh.
well, I think you're up to the legal age or so. But yeah.
yeah.
But that's interesting. You said it's a combination of both.
It's a combination of both.
So AY, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think I agree with him to a very large extent. I think it's a combination of both. People follow those who they fear, and they also follow those who they respect. I think there should also be a balance. So my own concern is maybe the use of the word fear,
Okay.
because fear in itself is a negative emotion, right?
Okay.
So when we say fear, it sounds very bad. It sounds extreme.
But that's the point of it. But go ahead.
I would probably say maybe reverence would probably be a softer way to describe it,
So
or reverent fear.
so my reaction to that is, I mean, reverence is always usually I guess spoken of in light of something supernatural, maybe God and all, maybe something of a higher authority or something, right? So in terms of reverence versus fear, I feel like the thing about fear is, I'm trying to find the word without using fear, but that fear of a negative consequence. So reverence can come from positive,
Yeah.
versus fear. Fear is usually, as like you said, fear is a negative emotion, which again is the point of it. But go ahead.
So yeah, so because that way it looks extreme, especially for those, like you said, those who don't understand the context, like the African context. It sounds very extreme when you say fear, like.
But fear is always a spectrum, though. I think
So
it's a
yes.
spectrum.
Now
so
you put,
At the end of the day,
now you
fear is fear.
yeah, well,
now you
there's
put
that
it,
too.
you saying that there is a spectrum, but when you say fear, the person listening doesn't know what end of the spectrum.
Okay,
you're
okay,
on.
let me put okay. So Techno in the chat said, is respect stemming from fear really respect? I'd say yes, but it's respect stemming from fear. That's what it is. It's not like respect. But that's it. Right, but that's it. What I was going to say is, and you all would agree, is in our African culture, and this is not a value judgment of any sort. In our African culture, gender roles are separated. Like a man is supposed to be a man, a woman is supposed to be a woman. And with the man, there are yes, with the man, a man is supposed to be, all powerful, all provider, protect, all of those good things. What it also means is that power in the African context is very rigid, is very demarcated strongly. Yes, we're still live on Awesome Radio. I wanted to make this interesting point, but we'll continue with it right after the break. Don't touch that. Boom.
Awesome Radio Network is gearing up for our annual Mother's Day and Father's Day gift bag giving for the residents at McGregor Downs Health Center. $10 will sponsor one bag. If you would like to donate towards this community event, contact us 252-756-3137, and together we can show the love of Jesus, encourage and brighten the hearts of the residents during their stay at the McGregor Downs Health Center, Greenville. Donor's name, organization can be attached to the cards if desired. To learn more about this annual community event, contact us at 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are a 501c3 organization under Community Care Fellowship doing business as Awesome Radio Network, where God gets the glory.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. We're still live on Awesome Radio Network, and this is the Pitt Perspectives. And today we're talking about something very interesting. We're talking about respect versus fear. Yes, respect versus fear. What actually creates authority? And yes, and we have a couple questions. Do people follow those they respect or those they fear? Have you ever worked harder for someone you respected or someone you feared? And then we're also talking about accountability. Is forgiveness necessary for growth, or does accountability matter more? Yes, before we went on the break, I was trying to explain how my whole point with saying that is how in Africa, fear is real. It's a part of the culture, it's a part of the fabric of respect. So, what that means is, again, this is not a value judgment. Even in the government, there is a paternalistic idea of, power, which is why when Buhari came, he sometimes would take things personally. Buhari was the past president in Nigeria. He would take certain things personally, and he would communicate in a way of like thinking like he feels disrespected, kind of like his ego is bruised or something. And so many policies came out of that. Power, even in the culture, you see this when there's an argument maybe between folks of the opposite sex, say in a bus, the man would be like, I have someone like you at home. There's usually that whole fear that goes hand in hand with respect. I see you turning your eyes and shaking your head. What's
Because I don't entirely agree with
okay,
you.
okay. No.
No,
What does
I
you
think
agree with?
the part of it I don't agree with is
Right.
But I think the examples you are giving are not really related to this conversation
How
in a
so?
sense, because we're talking
Then
about
he's basically saying you're
fear.
talking out of God.
No,
No.
we're talking about fear and
Respect,
respect.
right.
So fear and respect.
Yeah.
I don't think for example, the one you gave, so maybe someone on the bus saying this,
So I'm trying to not
because the person does not have it. The reason why I say it doesn't tally with this conversation because we are relating it with authority. For example,
okay.
somebody on the bus does not have any form of authority that
No,
is trying to
so
implement.
my point is
him saying that is an ego statement. It has nothing to do
no,
with
but
this
the point I
conversation.
was trying to raise is that in the fabric of our culture, fear usually is synonymous to respect. Without that's if you don't hear anything else, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I try to make the point that across every power structure in Africa, there is always that people want you to fear them. That's why I made the illustration with Buhari. I mean, Buhari came as a dictator earlier in the 80s
I
or
don't
something.
think it's only like in Africa. I think even
Yeah.
I mean,
all-
that's
all-
my
all around the
experience.
world.
Yeah.
So look at
all
the
these
difference.
leaders that are
Right.
like all these leaders that,
But look at the difference.
Yeah.
You see how we're able to relate with, say, Dr. Z, for instance. That's idea of people seeing people as equal, even though you guys don't have, on some level, even though you guys don't have the same level of education or position and all that. You can, I mean, it even affects our interactions with professors. You can hardly call people, older folks, by their names.
Yeah.
That comes from our culture of respect that comes with that fear as part of our culture. Even how we relate with Dr. Z, for instance, like, hello, sir. There's always that certain that came or that comes from that upbringing
so
of
yes, so but and the reason why I'm a bit on the
Okay.
edge with it is I don't relate that with fear. And that was why I chose earlier to say maybe we should use reverence instead. Maybe that fits it a bit more, because I mean there is even in describing what reverence is,
Okay.
it still talks about
Let's see. Go ahead.
some level of awe, some level of respect, giving that what's the word now? Giving that preference to somebody. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm just using it. I know it's
Okay.
it's to come at some point. Giving that preference to somebody,
Okay.
saying this person is maybe above me, or
Oh, submission. Is that what
not submission. When I get it, I will know. Giving
Right.
that, deferring to someone. That's
Okay,
what I was looking
deferring,
for. Yeah,
okay.
deferring to someone, saying this person, is above me in this level, or is probably older than me, or is probably
Right.
ahead of me at work, or stuff like that.
Right.
That's like the eye with which we give those that's our show of respect, quote and unquote, to maybe elders or this, and that is what is in our culture.
Okay.
So when we talk about culture, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about difference to people who are ahead of you, people who are above you at different
Right.
levels, right? So that's why you say, okay, maybe I should choose reverence
Okay.
instead of using.
But we're finding out now that reverence has fear in it too. But go ahead.
Yeah, so, but when you read it in the context of that definition, because I've seen that too, the context of that definition, it doesn't give you the negative idea of fear.
Okay.
Do you get? So, but I mean, for the purpose of this conversation, fear on one side,
Okay.
respect on one side.
So I think, and I think the point we actually, let me read the chat. So as much as these things are a part of the culture, it's important we acknowledge how harmful it can be. Yes, you're right, Techno. It's important. What I was the whole point of what we were trying to say was how a good part of our upbringing, a good part of even our idea of respect came from, that's spare the rod and spare the child,
Spoil.
mindset of, if you get, if you misbehave, that there is a consequence. I mean, there's a whole market for canes. You get what I mean? Like cane, it's a whole market in Nigeria. Like canes, they whip or something. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
koboko.
yeah.
yes, there's
need
a whole.
koboko?
That's even like the extreme. Like there's
I
a
think
whole-
koboko is hot sweep.
We also have
hot sweep. Yeah,
We also have actually,
but I mean
it's
that
called
like
the shambok. You know what the shambok is?
I don't even know.
Okay, don't worry.
Like
I'll
this
show
one
you a
is
picture.
like sticks like this, like longer ones. There's a whole market for
Let me
it.
show you what a shambok looks like.
Like I don't know if you get.
I know what you're
So
talking
the whole
about, yeah.
point of the conversation, I guess, is the idea that much of what respect is in our experience came from that idea of you get okay, they're for sale, so I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying reverence is not but I'm just saying how that idea that you have to say beat a child or flog a child or punish a child in some way,
Okay,
to
so
make them
okay,
behave
so,
right.
Okay, anyways, I mean,
It's traumatic too.
I
to be fair.
get the point, and well, just to kind of balance things out,
Okay.
so that those
So
who
we
are
have a chat. Go ahead. And read it.
I'll get to that, so
Okay.
that those who are listening don't begin to have some very extreme pictures in their head. The idea of reverence, or sorry, because of this conversation, fear
Right.
and respect in the context of what we are trying to talk about, is that there is an expectation, like somebody mentioned, I don't know if it was Victor or Patrick, there's an expectation of consequence.
Yes.
Right.
And that is the kind of fear we're talking about, not the kind of fear that quote and unquote destroys, or that is trying to harm,
Right.
but the idea of fear of there is an expectation of consequence. So whether you like it or not, if you do this, you're going to
I
get
mean,
this.
sometimes people harm, but that's at the extreme.
Do you understand?
Right.
So yeah, that's the picture I'm trying to paint.
Right.
So the idea that if you do this, there is consequence, whether you like it or not. So it is not. So the fear in this situation is not, it's not a matter of I like it or my choice. Whether you like it or not, if you do this, this is going to happen.
So don't do it.
So don't do it.
I
So
mean,
that
that's
is
the
where
idea.
the fear is coming from.
Yeah.
So I don't want us to paint that very
Nah.
gruesome, cruel
Gruesome.
or gruesome
I mean,
picture.
bro,
Do you get? So that's like the picture I'm trying to paint.
bro. I mean, it felt like that too for us. I mean, but I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's also interesting to note, and I found this out interestingly, that for a lot of, because part of that to comparing that is the understanding that, oh, in other places like the US, if a parent beats a child, they can call the police on them or something. There's always that thinking. But I found out that for folks who grew up in the 80s and maybe in the 90s or so, or in the 70s or earlier, they got some whacking too. Like our experiences mirrored theirs. So like folks that grew up before things became all internet and stuff, grew up in households where they were flogged or beaten if they misbehaved, which wasn't what we thought. You see what I mean? So I say all that to say that your idea of thinking, oh, you don't want to paint a picture, I think they get it, because some of these people too had similar experiences. But to get to the charts, Letitica says fear can make people obey, but respect make people truly follow. Okay, interesting. Fear can make people obey, but respect make people truly follow. That's impressive. Yes, I agree. So Technox says, so fear as in fear of consequences versus fear of a threat.
Yes.
Okay,
Something like that.
but it's the fear of the threat of consequences.
no. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you
Get-
mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
I see what you mean. But I mean,
Why are you looking like that? So, anyways, back to the question. though.
Right.
So the question is, do people? Please give me the question again.
right. Do people
Follow those who they fear or
yes,
those who?
uh,
Yeah, like somebody already mentioned that in the chat. I think it's a bit of both. I think it was, is it called Letitica, or saying fear can make people obey, but respect can make people truly follow. Well, I feel like it's a bit of both sides.
Right.
There are people who follow people because they respect them, and there's also people who follow people who they fear in the space of context of how we've defined
Right.
this fear, not some extreme level of fear, but there are people that will follow people because they know that if I don't do what this person is asking me to do, this is going to. So, for example, if there is a rule at your place of work that says you have to be at work by 9, and if you don't come by 9, you probably get query, and if you get query a couple of times, you're going to get fired, and you decide to obey that, are you following them because you respect them? Not necessarily. Sometimes it's because of fear. And now this fear is not a threat, the kind of fear that you are trying to paint. And this kind of fear fits into the kind of fear I'm talking about. The fear of, if I don't show up by 9 a.m. consistently for a period of time, I'm going to get fired.
So what's
and I don't want to get fired.
What's the other fear you guys are even saying?
I don't know. I don't know what kind
the
of
fear of a threat. No, you've agreed with the
Threats
person.
is-
So explain that.
No, I don't want to get to this because of time.
No,
but
no,
the
I mean-
idea of consequence is what I'm majoring on.
That threat of consequence.
It's
though.
not threats. It's not a threat, oh.
What's this guy saying? It's a threat of
The
consequence.
consequences you get fired.
That's
bro.
the threat.
So how is that a threat? That is consequence rule. There's a rule that says you have to show up at work by 9 a.m.
Okay.
every day, and if you do it maybe 1, 2, 3 times, you're going to get a query, and if you get a number of queries, you're going to get fired. That's not a threat. That is rule.
So
Rules are that's what they call rules and regulation. It's just like saying the law is a threat.
No,
If
the law is not.
so, on Thursday, I sent a message to Patrick. I saw someone that was jaywalking, and immediately a police officer followed him with his bike, stopped him, and gave him a ticket on the spot.
Okay.
So there is a new rule that says, not even a new rule. I mean, there's a rule that says you can't jaywalk. If you do that, you're gonna get a ticket. Is that a threat?
No.
No, let him answer. Is that a threat?
I mean, it's a threat.
Or the government? You think the government is threatening you?
No, I mean it's you. I mean, so I think so. So look at the thing, right? So
Oh
to
my
be fair,
God.
look at the thing. I think so. Chill now, chill.
sorry.
So what I'm thinking is you're thinking about threats as one thing. The most common basic way of us defining threats.
Okay.
So threat is an expression, a statement, or an action indicating an intent to cause harm, injury, damage, or fear to a person. It implies a pending risk, menace, which can be verbal, written, or physical.
The law is not a threat, even by your definition.
What are you saying?
Read it again.
You are
said-
hearing what
you
you
said-
want to hear. Yeah,
But
you,
no,
you're hearing
it's not what I want to hear.
No, use your own
you
phone
talked
and
about
read it.
you talked about there was a particular word to inflict, I think harm or something to inflict.
These are all the different definitions, and I even put there is fear to a person is a threat. It's part of the definition. That's the point I'm trying to
being
make.
fired.
Now. Why would you?
You talk about being queried.
an
Querying is a
expression of
threat.
intent to inflict harm.
Okay.
So this guy that's
That's
the
one.
police
Read it
officer
through now.
waits now that the police officer caught now, and okay, the rule that says if you do this you're going to get a ticket. There is no intent to inflict harm on you. In fact,
What
as a
is
matter
a
of fact,
ticket?
the intent of that is to make sure that you don't
Wait,
get in harm's
wait. What is a ticket?
consequence.
That's
what
what I'm
it
saying.
is.
So tickets. When you get a ticket, what are
Uh-huh.
you expected to do?
To pay.
Right? Is that not a
Yeah.
financial threat?
No, nah. Why are you doing this now?
Bro,
No,
you are
pay,
cherry
don't
picking.
pay.
Yeah, it's
You don't
a,
pay,
what are
you
you?
don't pay. It's a
No,
threat, bro.
it's not a threat. The law is not a threat. No, you can't do this. So anyway, somebody is saying in the chat, once the consequence is gone, someone following out of fear loses all reason to follow, but following out of respect comes with loyalty. I agree with this comment because yes, talking about loyalty, there is a level of commitment that comes with that kind of respect. So for example, Patrick was giving an example of Dr. Ziga saying that there's a level of this respect that we give to him and all of that, and doesn't stem from any form of fear. It comes from understanding his place, right? And then there's also the sense of loyalty, like this person mentioned, that produces that respect. I don't know what you are showing me that is laughing. Please read it out so that
No, I
everybody can
mean,
hear.
I'm just mentioning.
You want
the
to
fact.
justify that the law is threatening you.
I'm not justifying
Bro, you're going
anything. I'm just trying to make the point that just like you defined the fear narrowly before we expanded what we are trying to talk about, you're defining threats narrowly.
Wait, you asked me to. Let me even finish it.
Yeah,
It
that's
says,
the point.
It says
Okay,
damage. It says
okay,
loss. It
okay.
says ranging from physical violence, bro,
Go
to
ahead
digital,
now.
financial, or organizational danger.
Okay.
So the law is trying to quote unquote protect you from, so that you don't get knocked down by a vehicle.
Nah,
And you're calling that a threat
that's one
based
way.
on this definition.
That's one way. Okay, take out.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Please.
No, I mean you are cherry picking and
Okay, I'm really
so
sorry.
what happens if you don't pay that ticket? If you
No,
follow that
you pay.
conversation,
You pay.
you can end up in jail.
It's fear.
If
That's
you don't
the
do it,
thing.
you
It's
do
a
it.
threat.
I attended a military school, and there's this saying that if you don't do it, you will do it. So
Okay,
that's
okay. Even talking about military or your hi Sharice, good Saturday to you too. Yes, good to hear from you. So you attended the military school, so you would know this how that whole culture, especially in Nigeria, is built around fear of authority.
See, I get that part, but this one that you're trying to say,
But you didn't
is
get
the
it
one I will not
earlier now.
agree.
You see, I'm now. You didn't get it earlier.
I don't agree on. I'm telling you that this one you just said. Now, I mean, I agree with
Hi,
you.
Rich.
But you
Rich is
talking
watching
about-
from Accra.
Yeah,
Happy Independence, Ghana.
Ghana.
Come on, what's that? Rich TJ in the building. Yeah, Rich is watching from Accra. Akwaba.
Yes. So
Adoyewu.
you, what are you saying?
Medase.
Anyways, the one I would not agree with you
Right.
is saying that the law that says that
The
don't do
law
this and do
carries
is
a
not-
threat.
A threat of jail.
What are you? How is this too difficult to understand?
It is enforced by.
It says intent to inflict harm.
So okay, so
The intent of
so
the law
type is the
is-
law. Does the law carry a threat, or is the law?
No, that's suggestive, but I'm not going to do that. The idea, wait, oh,
But that's my
wait,
point
chill,
now.
chill. It says intent, and that matters a lot when we talk about threats. Intent is the key word there.
That's one
The
definition.
intent of the law is not to inflict harm. It's not to inflict danger, like this thing is saying, physical violence, organizational danger. That is not the intent of the law. The intent of the law is to create order, right? So you telling that when
And
you
then-
do this, there is a consequence.
Okay.
There is no intent to inflict any harm on you, right? A threat is different. A threat is somebody that is projecting
You're trying to say
with an intent.
I agree.
to
That's
inflict
direct.
harm.
I mean,
A
I
threat
agree.
is what happened to you at not rec. That's a threat.
This guy is opening old
Oh
wounds.
my god.
But I mean,
Oh, what is going on?
but I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, right? I'm saying that we are also
Oh my
right.
God.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
I'm
You know
not
what, guys?
saying
Okay, let's
you're
move on.
wrong.
Let's-
I
so-
agree.
yeah, I'm
You
sorry,
know,
let's move on.
Let's digress.
Yes.
AY is reaching the upper echelon of.
Oh yes,
of
Shari
rights.
says Rich TJ is my invite to your show. Yes, thank
Yes,
you,
thank you very much.
Thank you for connecting us to our Ghanaian brother. Ewa
Yes.
is
Yes.
the artificial Ghanaian.
Don't worry, we're going to celebrate the independence, the Ghanaian
by
independence.
eating banku and watching.
And Ghana Jollof.
Yes, with a lot of boiled eggs.
But anyways, what's the other question, please?
Yes.
Yeah,
The other question has to do with forgiveness. Is forgiveness
no,
necessary?
the first forgiveness is one
Or
of
have you ever worked harder for someone you respected or someone you feared?
I've done both actually. I've worked harder for someone who I respect because,
Okay.
and for example, going back to Dr. Ziga. Dr. Ziga is my advisor, and we are going on a break. Please sign us out for this break.
Yeah, we never reach. Yeah, yes, please don't touch the dial. We'll be back after the break. Boom.
Hi.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Radio Network from whatever means you're listening. We're on the call sign of WECU 1570 AM and 107.5 FM, Greenville, Winterville, the Pitt County area, and parts of Kinston. On WNOS at 1450 AM and 102.3 FM, New Bern, Bayboro, Havelock, Pollocksville. On WBISLP 106.9 FM, our Hispanic Christian radio. On WYLT 100.3 FM, Rocky Mount, Nash, Edgecombe County. Don't forget, we are worldwide and global at awesomeradionetwork.org. Do you have something to say? A message for the masses? Reach us at 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are Awesome Radio Network, where God gets the glory.
Emmaus Travels and Transport, your trusted partner in transportation for over 20 years. At Emmaus Travels and Transport, we meet all your transportation needs reliably and professionally. Our services include, but are not limited to, wheelchair accessible and special needs transportation, airport transfers, medical appointments, personal and custom transport requests. We proudly employ only top-tier drivers with clean driving records and background checks. Safety is our top priority, and we utilize cutting-edge vehicle technology to ensure a smooth and secure ride every time. Whether you're seeking dependable transportation or looking to join our team, we invite you to contact us today at 252-412-3169. Again, that is 252-412-3169. That is Emmaus Travels and Transport, driven by care, powered by excellence.
Welcome back. This is still Awesome Radio Network, and this is still your favorite weekend show, Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio. Yes, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Greenville, Eastern North Carolina, to the rest of the world. Shout out to everyone who's been listening, who's been engaging, who's been sending in your conversations and your thoughts. Yeah, shout out to our newest listener from Ghana. Yes, how timely. Ghana had their independence yesterday. Yes.
Yes.
AY is buzzing to say
No,
something.
I just
AY.
wanted to finish up on what I was
Yes,
saying, talking
yes.
about working for someone. So I remember during my master's, I took Dr. Ziga's mathematical economics class, and one of my motivations for that class was because I did not want to quote unquote disappoint him because
Right.
I mean he's our as we
Oga
say our
Patapata.
local dad and all
Right,
of that.
right.
And I was taking his class and I was extra careful in that class to make sure that I did everything right because my target I was going to get an A in this class.
Right.
of course, because I wanted to excel one, but most important, maybe not, should I say most importantly? Anyway, also
Equally
because
importantly.
equally important because I wanted to not disappoint him
Right.
and not make,
Right.
because he actually puts in a lot into
Definitely,
the everything.
definitely.
So that's a part of me trying to work hard for someone whom I respect.
Right.
And I've also worked hard for someone who I fear
Tell us about
because it was not. And when I say fear, please, for those who have been listening, you know that I'm not talking about extreme, anything extreme. It's
that. I
just
mean, fear is fear, but go ahead.
yeah. Someone who I
Detest.
also
Detest.
not detest, but like
Go ahead, I'm
it was,
messing with
was,
you,
it was
yeah.
my boss at work who I did not want to
Work for.
offend
Okay.
because, of course, it's not like I didn't respect her, but also because I know that if I didn't do things right or I made a mistake or something, there were going to be consequences, things I wouldn't like. And this person was not very extremely strict. And if you made a mistake, you're going to get a query or something, that
Right.
kind of setting. So, not
The
so
threat,
it's
of,
so,
the threat of a query, but go ahead.
bruh. So the idea of me working hard in that kind of context is not
Right.
necessarily because of respect, and not necessarily because I did not respect the person, but like on the front burner, I would probably put in the fact that I just didn't want trouble.
Okay.
Right. And I wanted to
The threat of trouble was there.
bro.
But go
Shout
ahead.
out to prove your point.
No, I'm not.
So
We've
so
passed
yes,
that.
I think I've
We've passed that.
experienced on both sides, and yeah, I also have other examples of people that I really respect and I really try to do things to impress them. So, like we said at the beginning, it's always a mix of both, and I think some of our listeners have also mentioned the fact that in some cases you kind of need both, and you guys have given an example of raising children, and that was why I tried to not paint the extreme picture, because the truth is there's a period of a child's life that they need love, they need care, they need attention, they need all of that to help them form.
Okay.
There is a season of a child's life where the child needs to understand the idea of rules, regulations, consequences, order.
Okay.
And that is why I was trying to demarcate my own point of view when it comes to fear, so that anybody listening doesn't think of something extreme. There is a season of a child's life. Every child wants to be stubborn. Every child wants to, try everything.
Okay.
They want to test boundaries. That's the word I'm looking for. A child at a season of their years.
I mean, I think that's every child.
Do you understand?
time,
Every
but-
child will want to test boundaries, and in those seasons of their lives, in as much as they still need care, they need attention, they need love, they also need a picture of what order looks like. They need a picture of what consequence looks like. That is where the things like naughty corner and all those things, that's where those things come in. Where you say, okay, if you do this, I'm going to withdraw this. Maybe your iPad, I'm going to take it away from you.
Of consequences, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Great conversation. Great conversation. But yeah,
it is not a threat of consequence.
You made great points too. I mean, it's been like you were saying. We wish we had more time to. I mean, to talk more about this. I mean, and I'm sure, like I said, I was surprised to find out people had similar experiences growing up here, because the understanding was that kids don't, it's an exception to flog kids, for instance, or to discipline kids, But yes, up to our upcoming community events, guys. What do we have?
We have Steam Night, Drive into Steam, and this event will be held at GR Whitfield School in Grimesland on March 11th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Families can participate in ocean-themed science activities and the North Carolina Aquarium at Pine Knoll Shores, and will also be there for special presentation.
Yeah, there's actually a first event.
Yes. So there is advanced youth drawing and painting spring sessions hosted by Emerge Gallery and Art Center. This class is happening March 11th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Emerge Gallery on Evans Street in Greenville. Students will explore painting and drawing techniques using watercolor, acrylic, charcoal, and more. It's designed for both beginners and experienced young artists.
Yes, and mark your calendars for one of the most exciting cultural events in Eastern North Carolina. The Greenville Mosaic Multicultural Arts Festival is coming up on Saturday, March the 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Wildwood Park. The Mosaic Festival will feature artists, performers, food trucks, vendors, and cultures from around the world. Yes, it will be a beautiful celebration of the diversity and creativity that make our community special. Yes, guys, it's been an amazing episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
been.
And I just want to
AY has been-
reiterate, I want to appreciate that the law is not threatening you. The law is to maintain order.
WECU 1570 AM and W298BX 107.5 FM, Winterville, North Carolina. WNOS 1450 AM and W272EK 102.3 FM, licensed to New Bern, North Carolina.